How do you keep in touch with your inner feeling and your inner knowing?
Uh, I try to like stop myself, like, if and ask myself during the day how I feel, and like what do I want to do, and like things like this. So if I if I walk, so I try not to really listen a lot of music like when I'm at home, because I try.
Hey, it's Dr. Robert Ciprian here, author of Heal Profoundly, chiropractor, holistic doctor, teacher, artist, graffiti artist, all that weird stuff. Um, I have here with me my good friend Vita. She's a very intuitive individual. She's been as long as I've known her for several years now, always searching for her self improvement, always looking to learn from others, always looking to work from others. And she is someone who we always have a great dialogue about things. So I wanted to start this kind of little thing for us to have dialogues because I think a lot of people could learn from this. And as always, I think I could always learn a little bit from hearing Vita's side of the story on things because I gotta sometimes make sure I don't think I know it all. Yeah. So Vita, glad that you wanted to do this with me and everything. And yeah, so the real what I wanted to call this whole like series we're gonna do is heal profoundly conversations about transformation. And transformation is the big thing that I think both of us are very interested about in life, transforming ourselves, learning from others how they've transformed. And it's kind of like what I wanted to have this dialogue about. So when I say transformation to you, what's the first thing that you think of for you yourself?
Well, first I want to say thank you for such a great
Sure, definitely, yeah.
introduction, and offering me this opportunity. So I feel like very honored.
Sure.
um, so what does mean for me transformation?
Yes.
It's just always trying to learn something new about myself, to push my boundaries, to if I feel something is like holding me back, like I try to understand what is that is holding me back. So constantly trying new things and not to get into the routines. So trying to get into new experiences, trying to meet new people. So that always helps me to learn a lot about myself and to grow personally and professionally and internally and spiritually and like wherever you call it. So that's how I see transformation for myself. What about you?
Um, yeah, for me, it's a never ending thing. Like sometimes I'm working with patients. I've been working with patients for over 20 years now. And sometimes I'm like, all right, good job. You've gotten to this point. And they're like, oh yeah, but still not where I want to be. And me, I've been working on myself ever since my early 20s, and maybe something like just you gotta think about it, it's like almost 30 years, and I'm still never in a place where I feel like, oh, I'm done, I've transformed. I feel there's always more to do. I feel when you get to a higher place, maybe you've gotten to that top of that hill, but then you notice there's another hill behind that, something else to work on. And I feel that if you're really in life, really embracing life, living, listening to life, and really being in a place where you feel that you really want to be the best you ever could be. I don't think you're ever done transforming. I think there's always something to learn, always something to do.
Well,
And
that's for sure. That's for sure. It's like life is in a spiral. And I see like how I understand, like where is my growth. It's when I start seeing like repetitive moments in my life. I see then that it's already been occurred in the past, like similar, but then like now I have a similar event, but it's kind of on another level. So like I'm not going in a cycle on the circles. I see the growth like this. So like when I start noticing those moments, the repetitive patterns, but on different levels, that's how I see, okay, like, I think I leveled up. I
Some
leveled
people,
up.
some
Huh?
people describe it as a spiral. It keeps going up as you go around in those cycles. Yeah.
Exactly. So that is like also transformation.
Yeah, yeah. And there's a lot of things that people want to transform in life. And what we were talking about, I think one of the biggest ones is their health. And
Mm-hmm.
there's so many aspects to that. Like health is not just it's not just like exercising or eating right. There's so much more to health. Did you grow up with a family that kind of helped you to see how your health was? You didn't have any of that as a child.
Um, so I grew up in Russia, and as I know, my mom, she never liked to give us pills. So she would always give me like natural remedies, like some hot, like if we got cold, she's like always like hot tea with a lot of lemon, some like berries, and all of the things. So, and I remember like I would ask her, Mom, give me like some pills. And she's like, No, Vita, don't take it. Like, it's not good for you. Like, I don't like it. Sorry. Well, I see like how a lot of like, if when people get sick, such a like a calm moment for them. It's
If you
great
take it
that
that way,
for sure. I
yeah,
mean, I think that's how life shows you that you're doing something wrong. Don't you
yeah,
think so?
yeah. But some people they don't take it as a call to change something in their life. They take it as, oh, I need to go to the doctor. Oh, I got to get some tests done. Oh, I got to get a medication. Oh, I need this surgery. Instead of just trying to figure out why is my life this way, because your health is a reflection of the other things in your life too, a reflection of your
I
mind,
agree.
of your stress, a reflection of your environment. So all those things come together, and that's you.
I agree. Like you see, like I never had this problem. I was always also trying to like observe and look inside of me and say like, okay, what's wrong? If I have some problems and like trying to figure out. But as you just say, like a lot of people just, okay, like let's go to doctor, blah, 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 blah. So how would you like what would you recommend to people to change that mentality? How they can change that mentality of like being a victim of the situation and take control in their life?
Number one, I think they have to get more in touch with their body. They have to sit there and just feel their body more, or listen to it more, that they become very loving and friendly with their body. This has to be your best relationship
Mm.
and friend in your life. It,
Yeah.
it has to be, because if you're not feeling what's going on in here, the typical thing with that they all joke about with men and women going to the doctors. Women are like, oh, I have this going on, that going on, this going on, that going on. You ask men, he's at the doctor. How do you feel? Oh, fine, I'm great. Well, how about this thing you're coming in for? Oh, yeah, that, but I'm fine. There's nothing wrong with me. Like men are more out of touch with their body, and women, of course, are more in touch with their body. They realize every little thing, and men are just like, oh, I'm fine, unless their arm's hanging off. Like, oh yeah, we got to sew my arm back on or something. Like that. That's when
Mhm.
I kind of realize there's an issue. But everybody needs to get more in touch with their body. For someone who's already in touch, like a female who's really in touch with her body, for them to even get more in touch to realize why the issue's there. For a man, just to get in touch with the body in the first place, to start feeling things, and also to go even deeper to figure out why the issue's there. And it's different, to just categorize as sexes. You really can't, because some men are much more intuitive, some women are much less intuitive. But it's just
Mhm.
generality that in general, females intuitive, men are less. But for me, I'm a very intuitive man, and
Were you always this way?
yeah, it's been a curse and a blessing. So just imagine like growing up as a little child and knowing every problem your family had and what people's feelings were inside of them. And you don't know at the time it's them, you feel it's you. So you're feeling this anger, you're feeling this anxiety, you're feeling this loss, you're feeling this sadness. But it's not you, it's your family. And I didn't learn how to separate that until years and years later, like learning from my teacher Liliana Barzola,
Mm-hmm.
teaching us to just check in inside. Is this yours or someone else's feeling? And it just starts having
Mm-hmm.
those internal and energetic boundaries, and also just kind of separating those energies and feelings when you feel it. So I started as being very intuitive, and I grew up in a very rough area neighborhood, and I used to be kind of the nice guy being around and the wussy because I was so in touch with my feelings.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
You were helping them to avoid the problems
no,
with the police.
I just got trampled a lot, and they made me fight people a lot because of that. So yeah.
Mm,
So yeah,
interesting.
they're kind of bully you around a little bit and push you into situations and just watch you and laugh because they know you don't like that. But yeah, I never liked the fighting and the crime and all this other stuff. And so that's one of them why I wanted to really leave and become a doctor, just because I hated the environment I was in.
The bad environment.
Yeah, the rough environment, the rough
So
friend.
you want to get out from that environment.
Yeah,
You
so I
had
was like,
like your stop point, right?
yeah, so I was like, I'm gonna move to California and become a doctor. So I just left all that in New York and I moved to California to become a doctor.
Oh, that's great.
Everything in life either adds energy to your life or takes it away. You want to go more toward the things that add energy to your life,
Mm-hmm.
the foods that add energy to your life, the people that add energy to your life. If you just keep going toward those things, life gets better and better. You get healthier and healthier, and you also become more aware because you keep making good decisions. It's all
I
about making good decisions.
Yeah, I agree. I agree 100%. I feel like as soon as you start listening yourself of like what you want, it brings you where you need to be. It gives you the right food. It's just like, I don't know, it's kind of all like coming together.
Yeah.
And it's like, we right now my friend circle is becoming smaller and smaller, but those people is from all over the world, so but it's kind of becoming smaller. So it's like from this broad and like people who was like, I don't know, like I wasn't that connected, was connected there. So now it's like becoming smaller and smaller with whom I'm really connected, and I don't know, who knows each other. It's just, I don't know, it's just being very interesting how puzzles are coming together.
Yeah, because
With,
the food you eat, the things you drink, they all add energy to you, like nourishment. But yeah, the people are nourishments.
mm-hmm.
Areas in the world are nourishments. Events are nourishment. So of course you want to make sure you're doing the things that kind of nourish you the most. How do you keep in touch with your inner feeling and your inner knowing?
I try to like stop myself, like, if and ask myself during the day how I feel, and like what do I want to do, and like things like this. So if I walk, so I try not to really listen a lot of music like when I'm at home, because I try to be in silence, so I more in tune with myself. Because I notice when, for example, I run, and I run with music and without music is a totally different experience. When I'm with music, I'm not connected to my body. Like I'm just, like here, like dream in a dreaming state. But like when I run like without music, I I in tune with my body, and like I can feel like what muscles are working, and that actually benefits more my workout routines when I'm without the music. So, and same like during the day, when I'm at home, I try to be just, present with myself and listen my body, listen myself, my thoughts, like what I think, where it's going. Because music is going to distract me off from all of this. It's going to go like to this dreamy state, which is sometimes is good too, but not on a daily basis for me.
Yeah. Well, where your attention goes, your energy flows. So if your attention's all up here,
Mm-hmm.
you're not getting as much as you can down here. So that is a really great thing that you just mentioned, Vita, because so many people just have to have music going all the
Great.
time,
Yeah.
all the time. Like, like they can't do anything about music. Now, I love music too, but I like to
I love it too. Like
I like to do it on purpose. Like, let me go to this show or let me go listen to it here, or I'm gonna sit and like whatever, just hang out and just sit down and put on some music for a half hour. Like, I like to just make it a purposeful thing where I could really enjoy it and really just feel the music through my body too. Like, feel the music all throughout my energy, because it could be so amazing. You could learn so many more things about music by feeling it also. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
like you say, like just getting distracted by it. A lot of people use it as a distraction, and then it's harder for
I
them
can
to feel
see it.
inside.
I
Yeah.
definitely can see it. I can see like how people, let's say, abusing
Yeah.
their music because they don't wanna go inside or listen themselves while they're doing something at home, and like washing their dishes and being present with this dishing
Uh-huh.
dishes. Yeah, like things like this. So it's like I feel like when you're just not present at
Mhm.
that moment, with
Yeah.
yourself.
And something else too, like with meditation, at first they started with listening to sound for meditation, like to help my brain waves.
Mm-hmm.
And lots of people do the guided meditations or music meditations, or so many people do yoga with music. And me now, I'm at the point where like I just want to meditate with hearing nothing, no music, nothing. I just want to sit there and feel my body and breathe, and it's the most beautiful thing ever.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, because a lot of people they do things like yoga, meditation, everything, but still the music's involved. And
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
yeah, I think people can get to so much of another level if they just kind of find their own rhythms inside to pay attention to, because that's what music is. It's a rhythm. And when you find your rhythm inside, it's a beautiful thing. And I feel like you'll less and less want to listen or have to listen to music just as a habit, because that's what people
Mm-hmm.
just make it a habit. Yeah, that's great,
Yeah.
Vita. Thank you for that.
Yeah, of course. Um, so and what else? Like I also for my house, like I change routines. I don't have, and sometimes I get, oh no, I need to get to the routine, and be more like here, there. And then I'm like, I'm doing it and like I'm not enjoying it. I'm doing it because somebody said it's good for you. And I'm like, but that's not what my body says.
Yeah, yeah.
Like same with waking up early. I have my like moments where like I want to wake up at 6 and I wake up at 6, and I'm like wake up and like full of energy. But sometimes like I put alarm clock at 6 a.m. and I ran to when it started, like I ran to turn it off and I there's no way I can like wake up at 6 a.m. So and I had this fight with my mind about that. Was like, no, you have to wake up at 6 a.m. Like you are missing out on like sunrise, or like all of this excuses like that I'm not doing it correctly, and like it gives me the guilt. But then I'm like, no, like my body wants to rest, and I listen to my body and I let it rest, and then I wake up normally like at 7:30 or
Yeah.
let's say 8, and I'm fully energized and I'm I don't need any like coffee, any caffeine. And I'm just drink like hot water. Now I drink hot water with turmeric and like black pepper. That's my new routine. So and then yeah, so I kind of started to be more not so tough on myself with waking up at 6 a.m. Like
But
how they say like that's like all the successful people, they wake up like at 5 or sorry I'm 6, and you're like, okay, I'm gonna do the same. But then it's not for you. It's not like what your body feels like to do.
you're like, not today, alarm clock. No, like,
Yeah.
but But in general, like you are a morning person, right? You wake up early in general, but you can't beat yourself up about, oh, I should have been up a half hour early or an hour early. Just like some mornings you're just like, no, it's okay.
Exactly. But I had that thing with 6 a.m. because I don't know, maybe I read too many books about it. That all these like successful people wake up so early, and you kind of was like, all right, I gotta also wake up to meet the
Yeah.
sunrise because I live next to the beach. So it's like I don't want to meet sunrise. And there's the beauty about like meeting sunrise, and like everything. But it's if my body doesn't want it, I'm not gonna fight my body. So
I think sometimes there's something very important just about starting a structure that someone else sets up for you. It's like you start working out, you work for a trainer, you want to become spiritual, maybe you follow a religion or a yoga practice or something like that. You want to eat a certain way, you're like, all right, I got this much carbs, this much protein, this much fat. Like you do these like very measured out types of things and routines. But then I think we get to a place where like, all right, I got this down. I kind of know more what I need because I did the routine for a while. You kind of figure yourself out.
I agree. Yes, exactly. Like I think that's what I was doing also. Like I was trying this, like learning more and more, and then I figured out what's best for me.
Yeah.
I think it's the best way, I guess.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
you know what you need. That's the best. Nobody can tell you anything.
Yeah.
Your
So, yeah.
body knows.
So going back to, being in touch with your body, knowing the foods, but also other things in your life, knowing your sleep patterns, what you need to do, all these different things. So yeah, being in touch. All right, Lisa, thank you so much for doing this with me. And thank you all for listening. And yeah, definitely like this video, share it if you like it. And yeah, and also if you haven't yet, check out my book, Heal Profoundly. It's just kind of how I got from graffiti artist gang member to being a doctor and teacher and all this stuff. And we're going to be talking more and more about these things as we go. And eventually we're going to have a lot of different guests on here. I got a lot of people lined up to be interviewing on these little things we're doing. So yeah, thank you all.
Thank you. Bye bye.